entire world!
After putting it off for years, I finally decided to just get it over with and finally review Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, to which I was going to do sooner, but being fatigued on Warrior games from last year, I just didn't bother finishing up. I review every Warriors Orochi game. I mean, last year I did review every Samurai Warriors game and Dynasty Warriors game. Obviously just the base game, Extreme Legends and Empires expansions of course, as in the main games, no spin-offs and all that. Those would get their own compilation to avoid being too bloated, but alas, here we are finally getting back to the groove of things. So let's finally review the third out of 4 Orochi games as we approach reviewing every Warriors game all together. Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate was developed by Omega Force and published by Tecmo Koei in the year 2013 for PlayStation 3 and followed throughout those years on various other platforms, leading up to the 2022 release when it finally arrived on PC via Steam with a shadow drop. Yep, they just released it out of nowhere, a strategy they would follow with some other titles such as Samurai Warriors 4 DX. This is yet another version of Warriors Orochi 3, and the final one at that. It combines various DLCs, characters, and new features into one package, giving you the ultimate experience. Hence the name. When it comes to the roster, it's literally everyone from Warriors Orochi Z, only released in Japan, that combines both Orochi 1 and 2 in an HD experience. It also has everyone from up to Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends, and of course, everyone from Samurai Warriors 3 Z, only released in Japan, that adds tons of content and makes the game HD. Meanwhile, we Westerners got shafted with the inferior Wii version of Samurai Warriors 3. So yes, the roster is quite huge. So huge, I can't even list them all, nor would I want to. It's just a massive compilation of characters from Samurai Warriors 1, 2, and 3, Orochi 1 and 2, and all Dynasty Warriors games up to 7. Alongside them comes a few new characters for the Ultimate Edition of Orochi 3. These include Tamamo, Yinglong, Human Neza, QB, Handan, and 3 guest characters, Kasumi, Sturkenberg, the fuck kind of name is that? And Sofia Alexandra, meaning we have a grand total of 145 playable characters.
Holy shit!
Alright, with that out of the way, let's get into the gameplay. Moving on to the combat is where things really shine. It's Dynasty Warriors 7 era combat with improvements. Sadly, however, you can only use a single weapon now, but it's still a ton of fun slaughtering hordes of enemies with ease. All the particle effects and flashy animations, the camera moving around and unleashing Musou attacks hasn't ever been so much more fun up to this point. For the first and only time too, your party can be summoned to fight alongside you in real time. This way, it's not just one of you at a time anymore. which is such a great addition that I hate that got removed in Warriors Orochi 4. Why would you remove this? This was awesome! Anyways, the combat is your classic Warriors experience, just more fluid and fun than ever before. Up to this point, this game came out. The controls remain the same as well, and in the PC port, everything is laid out correctly too. More on the port later. Something you'll notice is there's no English dub at all. Yep, they didn't bother this time, or even the next time with Orochi 4 Ultimate. Yeah, this was the point where they just didn't even try anymore. Rarely did any games get an English dub going forward around this point. Basically outside of the base game of Dynasty Warriors, that is. Which sucks because there was a lot of good voice actors in Dynasty Warriors 7 and even Samurai Warriors 3. It was one of the things I praised for them, especially DW7, but hey, even though I can't understand Weebnese, the acting is great. In Orochi 3 Ultimate, everyone has started to get along, though some are still fighting because it's in their nature, such as Tao Tao Nobunaga Oda, but others are living a good life in peace, just working together for the people through benevolence, let alone just chilling, enjoying the cherry blossoms. Till one day, something arises from the darkness. A new threat has come to bring forth the end of time. Little by little, everyone is getting killed off by the Hydra, with only a small resistance group left to fight. In this group, you play as Hanbai, Machao, and Sima Zhao, attempting to defeat the Hydra, but everything quickly falls apart, as this was a last-ditch effort for survival, as the Hydra already killed everyone else off, leaving only a small resistance army charging into a suicide mission, during which everyone starts getting killed off, causing the three heroes to retreat and being saved by a strange, mystical woman, who aids them in going back in time to reverse everything bad that occurred, so they can attempt to save their friends, family, and even enemies to unite and attempt to defeat the Hydra once and for all, over the course of several battles, eventually leading to the showdown against the beast itself.
Well, that was a load of shit.
But in doing so, you'll find out that there's more than meets the eye, as soon multiple Orochi clones appear and must be defeated. Then they form into a new Orochi, Orochi X, once again leading to a new conflict. There's several stages to play in, with some requiring you to do certain things to unlock them, alongside with redux battles giving you an alternative to a previous stage you've completed. On top of that, there's other battlegrounds below main ones that have a different icon. These are unlocked by increasing your bond between certain officers and talking to them at camp. Speaking of the camp, you'll access this in both Musou and Gauntlet Mode. It gets upgraded over time as you progress in either mode. Here you can access things like a blacksmith that will sell you weapons, buy your weapons, fuse weapons, buy your materials, and more. Then there's a T area to increase bonds at a cost of a shit ton of gems. You'll earn these as you play any mode. It's also where you'll interact with other officers and have unique dialogue depending on who you're controlling. Musou Mode is a ton of fun with so much content that it's best to just leave it at this. It's your traditional story mode. There. Now let's move on to what other modes are available within Orochi 3 Ultimate.
Yeah!
Free mode is just the same old free mode since Dynasty Warriors 2. Here you can play any stage, including the various DLC ones, with any characters you want to play with. That's it, and it's just meh. I guess it's neat, but really, you can play any stage in Musou Mode with any characters you've unlocked, so I don't really get the appeal of it here. It's not like in Empires where you can set up a specific battle with specific characters. That was an issue in Dynasty Warriors 6, 7, and 9 Empires since free mode never existed, but hey, you got another mode to add value to the game.
Fair enough.
A new addition that never made a comeback again in Musou.
I'm sure to be the laughing stock of future peoples.
A new addition that never made a comeback again is Musou Battlefields. Here you can take any stage you've unlocked and edit them, change the dialogue, the characters, and more. So much potential, you can almost make your own battles. Except not really, as it's vastly limited, and you'll still play the same exact battle no matter what. It will play out the same way. The only thing that changes is the dialogue and character models. So I replaced everyone in the first stage where we fight the Hydra, right? Well, the problem is, it's still the same exact experience. Even the same named officers appear there. It's just a model swap, making this entire experience worthless. So much potential wasted.
God damn it!
Duel Mode is the return of Versus. Here you can play against another player or CPU. Choose 3 characters to form a team. Choose your opponents. Pick cards that come with abilities. And then the stage to fight on. Yep, that's it. And now you begin a one-on-one 3D fight. Basically, think of the likes of Soul Calibur or Bloody War, minus the furries, but still hosting them big fat titties.
Absolutely. Yep.
In Duel Mode, your goal is to defeat all 3 opponents. If you win, that's it. Now go and start a new match. Yep, that's all this mode is. There's even a survival mode option under Duel Mode. But all it is endless matches that get harder and harder till you lose. So a Gauntlet Mode of sorts. Oh, and speaking of a Gauntlet Mode,
Best king.
the best mode in Orochi 3 is easily Gauntlet Mode. Here, you create a team of any characters you want, name the team, and then go through various portals attempting to find the next one out in various stages. As you play, you'll unlock new characters to use in this mode, as anyone you did not select at the beginning is locked. Gauntlet Mode is very challenging, as enemies spawn in forever till you find your way out. In order to do so, you'll need to find portals and charge on them. If you're lucky, you'll find the right portal. If not, it'll increase the miasma or spawn in enemies, or just do nothing. The miasma level is shown in the right corner. The higher the level, the stronger enemies become, to the point Even high-level characters will struggle and be easily one-shotted.
ここまで使いどころを知ってたんだが追い込まれたしそろそろ策の出番かな
You'll need to acquire keystones in stages to unlock more stages. So at first, you'll only get to play on red keystone stages. Before going into battle, you can set up your team with items, weapons, and even formations. Formations will determine stat bonuses and even debuffs. So one could increase your attack, but greatly lower your overall health for all officers. These formations will also change up how your fellow officers will act during combat. They can be fighting alongside you, or even run off to explore the map, to help reveal the fog of war to show the whole stage, locating portals, and even treasure chests. These chests can contain gems and other stuff, but also unleash miasma and enemies on you. I just love the survival aspect of this mode, how the difficulty will spike, making it harder and harder to complete a stage, attempting to swap between everyone, keeping your team alive, opening chests, fighting enemies, and trying every portal, hoping to find the one so you can finally escape, to only end up being swarmed by enemies, making it impossible to even escape in the first place. Especially DLC stages, with one in particular being a farming stage. This right here is the first DLC stage, and it's full of enemies that always drop experience scrolls, making leveling up very easy. So if you're struggling, use this stage to gain the advantage. Also, your stats carry over into every mode, so you can farm in this stage and then go play the story mode to easily complete the game if you wanted to. The only thing that sucks about Gauntlet Mode is it never made a return in any other Warriors game. I love this concept and wish it could have stayed. But then again, I feel like I'm the only one who ever ended up not hating on this mode. But then again, people who hate on this mode also like Dynasty Warriors 9 and getting pegged by 400-pound fat women, so take what they say with a grain of salt. Burn! Of course, outside of options and the various modes, you can view everything within the gallery, from character models and their outfits, to DLC costumes, to wallpapers for each character, plus all the movies and events and more. So if you wanted to see your favorite cutscene again, you can without having to trigger it through a battle. There's even summaries for each Orochi game and the respective factions within them. It's a nice little addition that I feel most games should offer, especially if you need to get images and videos for something you're working on.
終わったようだな。
まあまあ待って待って。
The music, oh man, the music. This game is truly one of the best in Warriors history when it comes to the soundtrack. It combines various samurai and dynasty games with new stuff in such a fashion. It gave me goosebumps. It made me feel the adrenaline coursing through my veins. It had my heart racing, my breathing heavy as I slaughtered thousands of demons to the many beats Orochi 3 has to offer. Truly, just amazing stuff. PC port started out phenomenal. It ran great. All the controls were normal. You could switch between the Japanese confirmation button to the normal one being A or X, depending on your controller, instead of B or circle. You have many graphical options, and you can even use the mouse for once. Yes, you can use the mouse to look around and fight with the keyboard. I haven't seen that in a PC Warriors game since Dynasty Warriors Online. However, the PC port is prone to crashing to desktop, much like Skyrim or any other Bethesda game for that matter. So yes, the port is great in controls, with so many settings to tweak, plus native 1080p 16:9 support, but the stability is a whole nother level. The game will crash quite often depending on what stage you're on, what character you're playing, and if you're using their Musou attack or not. I learned this the hard way. Avoid Rachel in Gauntlet Mode. She will crash the game every single time.
あなたを見過ごすわけにはいかないの。全力で潰してあげる水泳。
What the hell's all this shit?
However, outside of strange technical crap like this, the game is otherwise almost perfect. Tecmo Koei is finally nailing PC ports. It only took them almost 20 years, but hey, at least they finally almost nailed it.
我らを認めてはくださらんか。いや、そうではあるまい。我らが眼中にないと立ちはだかることすらせぬはず。超えてみせよと仰せか。表示よ。
At the end of the day, I can recommend Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate. It's a great game with some hiccups, but doesn't otherwise ruin the sheer amount of fun and content on offer. This is the definitive experience for a Warriors game, loaded to the brim with things to play with, unlock and look at, tons of stages to fight on, and a shit ton of awesome music to boot. Sure, it sucks there's no English dub, and the game may crash here and there, or even though I forgot to mention it earlier, that text isn't appearing on some stages in Gauntlet Mode, namely some in the DLC. Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate is the pinnacle of this series of games for a reason. They went all out, showing true passion when developing what should have been the last Orochi game. Yet sadly, they didn't stop here.
Pathetic.
And that will be our next target. Till then, however, anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.
あなたは人間？
女性がそんなあられもない。早く何か来てくれ。
What kind of fucking game is this?